Today we are going to read Teach Us, Amelia, Bedelia by Peggy Parrish.
Oh, okay. This is Grandma Carla, and these are some of my grandchildren. And this is Hannah, and this is Nathan, and this is Joanna, and this is little Luke. And we stopped off their house after a little conference, and so we're going to read a little bit. And Hannah and I are going to take turns. Teach us, Amelia, Bedelia. The telephone was ringing. I'm coming, said Amelia Bedelia. She answered the telephone. Mrs. Rogers, she said, where are you? Here's a picture of Amelia Bedelia answering the telephone. All right, Hannah's turn.
I'm at the airport in Pinewood, said Miss Rogers. You didn't tell me you were going away, said Amelia Bedelia. I'm not, said Miss Rogers. I'm meeting the new teacher. But her plane isn't. That's too bad, said Amelia Bedelia. The telephone at the school is out of order, Miss Rogers went on. Please go to Mr. Carter's office at the school. Tell him what I said. I'll go right now, said Amelia Bedelia.
Very nice reading. Here are the pictures of Amelia Bedelia talking to Mrs. Rogers. Amelia Bedelia got her things. She walked to school. Where is Mr. Carter's office? She asked. That first door, said a child. Amelia Bedelia walked in. Mrs. Rogers tried to call you, she said, but your telephone is out of order. I know, said Mr. Carter, but thank goodness you're here. The children are going wild. Miss Jane left a list for today. I'll take you to the room. He handed Amelia Bedelia the list. What does he think Amelia Bedelia is going to do, girls? Does he think she's going to be the teacher? Oh my goodness, and Luke's showing you another book. All right, go ahead.
Follow me, he said. They went down the hall. Mr. Carter opened a door. Children were all over the place. All right, said Mr. Carter. Quiet. This is your new teacher. Me? Teach? said Amelia Bedelia. But Mr. Carter was already gone.
Oh no, you want to show the pictures up there close?
So that is the children going wild. And Amelia Bedelia saying, me? I'm going to teach?
All right. And Luke's showing you the picture. Nice. She looked at the children. They looked at her. I'm Amelia Bedelia, she said. The children giggled. You're nice, said Amelia Bedelia. I do like happy children, but we have a lot to do. And there's a picture of Amelia Bedelia in front of the children, and they were giggling. I think they were giggling at her. Okay, don't touch it.
She held up a list. We must do just what this says, she said. Now, what's first? Amelia Bedelia read, call the roll. She looked puzzled. Call the roll? What roll? She said. Does anybody have a roll? I have, said Peter. Do get it, said Amelia Bedelia. Peter opened his lunchbox. Here it is, he said. So that's Amelia Bedelia with her list. And getting Peter to get his roll so that they can call the roll.
Now I have to call it, said Amelia Bedelia. Hey, roll! Hey, roll! All right, that takes care of that, the children roared. Amelia Bedelia read her list. Land's sake, she said. Listen to this. Sing a song. I never was much of a hand at singing. There she is. She's calling the roll to come to her. She's down on her hands and knees going, hey, roll, hey, roll. And now she's going to have to sing a song.
But it says sing a song. So I'll sing. And she did. More! More! Shouted the children. No, said Amelia Bedelia. It said a song. I did just that. Ah, said the children. Now it's reading time, said Amelia Bedelia. I know about that. I read my cookbook. It tells me just what to do. She held up a book. She said, is this the right one? Yes, said Amanda. So that's Amelia Bedelia singing. And then it's reading time.
Amelia Bedelia opened the book. I declare, she said, this is a good one. Are you ready? Yes, said the children. All right, said Amelia Bedelia. It says run, run, run. The children just sat. Amelia Bedelia clapped her hands. Run, she said. Run, run, run. Amelia Bedelia ran. There's the picture of Amelia Bedelia. Always does exactly what she's told to do.
But sometimes she doesn't understand.
Sometimes she doesn't understand. That's correct.
The children ran after her. Around the room, through the halls, around the block they ran. Finally, they ran back into the room. Amelia Bedelia plopped on a chair. That takes care of run, run, run. She said, your book plumb tired me out. Let's see what's next. I hope we don't have to run to do that. She looked at the list. She said, it's science time. Each of you should plant a bulb. Do you know about that? Yes, said Tim. We brought our pots. Where are the bulbs? Said Amelia Bedelia. In the top closet, said Rebecca. Miss Lane said so. Amelia Bedelia looked and looked. Nothing here but some dried up onions, she said.
Okay, let's show all the pictures. Here was Amelia Bedelia running. And the children all ran with her. I bet you they like having Amelia Bedelia as a teacher, don't you think? And here, they're going to plant a bulb. You all go outside, put some soil in your pots. I'll go buy some bulbs. Amelia Bedelia went to the store. She hurried back. The children were waiting. Here's a bulb for you and you, said Amelia Bedelia. She gave everybody a bulb. The children looked surprised. Then they started giggling. What kind of bulbs was she giving everybody?
A light bulb.
A light bulb. Is that the kind of bulb she was supposed to get?
Nope.
No. So she was supposed to get a bulb to plant. But they planted those bulbs. They put the pots in the windowsill. Those do look right purty, she said Amelia Bedelia, and I learned something new. I didn't know you could plant bulbs. Suddenly, a bell rang. What's that for, said Amelia Bedelia. Free time, yelled the children. Good, said Amelia Bedelia. The children ran outside, and Amelia Bedelia sat down to rest. There are all the bulbs planted, and Amelia Bedelia taking a rest.
Then free time ended. Back came the children. It's quiet time now, said Amelia Bedelia. You're supposed to read stories. Each child chose a book. All was quiet. Why aren't you reading, said Amelia Bedelia. We are, said Ed. I don't hear you, said Amelia Bedelia. The children looked at Amelia Bedelia. They looked at each other, and Amelia Bedelia heard them all right. My, I'll be glad when quiet time is over, she said. My ears hurt.
Here they are. Her ears hurt with all that quiet reading, right? They're starting to be noisy. Jeff said, art comes next. That's fun. Amelia Bedelia looked at her list. You're right, she said. You must paint pictures now. The children got sheets of art paper. What are you doing, said Amelia Bedelia. We're going to paint pictures, said Bud. But how can you, said Amelia Bedelia. There's no picture there to paint. We'll make pictures, said Mary. Oh, no, said Amelia Bedelia. This says to paint pictures. You can't paint a picture without a picture to paint. Better find one for yourselves. The children ran around the room. Not a picture was left on the wall, but all of the children were painting. Soon the pictures were back on the wall. They sure look different, said Steve. Yes, said Amelia Bedelia. Mr. Carter will be surprised. The children shook their heads. He sure will, said Janet. So they went and got pictures that were already on the walls and they painted them. Oh my goodness.
There.
Hi, Luke.
No. What's next? Next, Amy. Our play, said Rebecca. We have to practice our play. Practice? Play? Said Amelia Bedelia. You children have to practice play? School sure has changed since I went. All right, out you go. But Amelia Bedelia, said the children. No buts, said Amelia Bedelia. Let's go. Start playing. Practice that jumping rope some more, said Amelia Bedelia. I can do better than that. Show us, said Janet, and Amelia Bedelia did. I can run faster than that, said Amelia Bedelia. Show us, said Steve, so Amelia Bedelia did. That's fine, she said. You've practiced long enough. Let's go inside.
Just show the pictures.
So this is the children practicing play, as Amelia Bedelia called it. And this is Amelia Bedelia showing them that she can do stuff better than them.
Because she's had lots of practice, right?
Yeah.
Let me see what's next, said Amelia Bedelia. Here are some problems for you. Yuck, said the children. Jenny, get your apples. And said Amelia Bedelia. What apples? Said Jenny. Amelia Bedelia looked puzzled. She said, but it says Jenny has 4 apples. Paul takes away 2. Oops, said Amelia Bedelia. I don't think I was supposed to tell that part. She read the other problems. These all have apples in them, she said. Does somebody have apples? The children shook their heads.
Can I see this?
Then Amelia Bedelia had an idea. Let's go to my house, she said. We have lots of apples. Yes, shouted the children. We better leave a note, said Amelia Bedelia. She went to the blackboard and wrote, we are at the Rogers house. Then off they went to the Rogers backyard. Amelia Bedelia got the apples. She called some children. There is a problem for each of you, she said. You all have apples. Somebody is going to try to take some away. Are you going to let them? No, shouted the children. All right, here you go, Hannah.
Amelia Bedelia went to the other children. You are supposed to take away some of their apples, she said. She told each child whom to take from. Can you do that? She said. Sure, said the children. All right, everybody, said Amelia Bedelia. Go! The children started after each other. They ran all over the yard. Amelia Bedelia turned and went into the kitchen. She put some of this and some of that into a big pot. She put the pot on the stove. There, she said. I'll surprise them. Amelia Bedelia started out. Just then Mr. Rogers started in. What's all this? Said Mr. Rogers. What are those children doing? Math, said Amelia Bedelia. Math, said Mr. Rogers. Come see, said Amelia Bedelia.
Sure.
This is Amelia Bedelia telling them whom to take apples from and then fighting. And this is Amelia making something, and this is her telling Mr. Roger that the kids are doing math. Mr. Rogers is very surprised.
They went out. That's not fair, Steve, yelled Janet. You hid your apples. I can't take any. That's not fair, Judy, shouted Andy. You took away all my apples. What in tarnation are they doing, said Mr. Rogers. Amelia Bedelia read him the problems. That sounds like fun. I'm going to help them, he said. He joined the children. Now that does beat all, said Amelia Bedelia. She went inside. Later she called, everybody come. All apples on the table. So there they are playing, and the principal joins them. Apples come from everywhere. Amelia Bedelia put a stick on each one. Then she dipped them in the pot. Taffy apples, everyone shouted. Right, said Amelia Bedelia. Take one and go home. School is out. The children grabbed apples. They crowded around Amelia Bedelia. Please, please, teach us again, each one said. But of course, right? I would love to have Amelia Bedelia teach me. She sounded like lots of fun.
And lots of craziness. Amelia Bedelia said nothing. She looked at her kitchen. She shook her head. Miss Rogers walked in. Someone was with her. What happened? She said. Where are the children? Home, said Amelia Bedelia. Home, said Miss Rogers, but it's not time. It was for me, said Amelia Bedelia. This is Miss Reed, said Miss Rogers. She is the new teacher. She came to get the children. But she will have to find them, said Amelia Bedelia. I'm plumb tired out. But, said Miss Reed. More taffy apples, called Mr. Rogers. Taffy apples, said Miss Rogers. Come on, Miss Reed. Amelia Bedelia put the taffy apples on the table. They all sat down and ate. I'll let you teach any time, said Miss Reed, if you will make taffy apples. Be glad to, said Amelia Bedelia. I do love children. So this is Amelia Bedelia looking at her messy kitchen, and Miss Rogers and Miss Reed came in and asked, where are the children? This is her telling them that she needs to go find the children if she wants them. And Mr. Rogers calling, more taffy apples. This is Amelia Bedelia, and she's saying, I'd love to watch the children anytime.
And this is Miss Hannah Marie, and this is Grandma Carla with all of my precious grandchildren, and we love you.